Yeah, so for my project, I wanted to, collect data on the difference of like driving hours for the in-state students and for out-of-state students, like from their hometown to campus. Um, Coming from out of state and having a fairly long drive myself, I wanted to test the difference. So in this, I collected evidence and data from a group of guys in my fraternity. I took an even number of people from in-state and out-of-state, wrote down their hometowns and how many hours their drive is. Um, so my question was that I wanted to answer was, are in-state driving hours less than um, out-of-state driving hours? So that was my alternate hypothesis. Group one being the in-state students and group two being the out-of-state students. So it was mu1 minus mu2 is less than 0. So my data, I'm doing numerical data since I'm testing the total number of hours driven. My populations would be the distance away from home for in-state and out-of-state students. The parameter would be the true mean of driving hours away from your hometown. So for this, I ran all the data. I did a 2-sample t-test of unequal variances. Null hypothesis was mu1 minus mu2 equals 0. I set alternate. I ran the alpha level of 0.05. So the data I collected was, the sample mean for in-state students was 2.81 or 82 driving hours. And then the sample mean for out-of-state students was 7.45 driving hours. And with that, I got a t-statistic of negative 2.55631 and a p-value of 0.014. So p-value was less than my alpha level, so we were able to reject the null and conclude that the mean driving hours for in-state students is less. So with that, I was able to answer my question. I will say that my my population size was not great enough. I had 11 in-state students and 10 out-of-state students. So if I were to accurately run this test again, I would need more than 30 in each group. And then my conclusion is that we've collected sufficient evidence with a t-statistic, degrees of freedom of 20 equals negative 2.55631, and a p-value of 0.014 with an alpha level of 0.05. To reject the claim that the true mean driving hours from hometown to college for in-state and out-of-state students are the same, and conclude that the in-state true mean of driving hours is less than the true mean of out-of-state driving hours. We are 95% confident that the true mean driving hours for in-state students are at least 1.34 hours less than out-of-state students. So, found that pretty interesting, given the fact that there are an abundance of out-of-state students coming here. I feel like there are a lot of different tests that could be ran to, just figure out why people are coming out of state and driving so far compared to these in-state students. And I don't know, I just found it very interesting because I have friends who are from Fayetteville. I have friends who are from small towns in Arkansas, but I also have friends who are from Newport Beach, California, and all of them come to Arkansas. So I found it an interesting study. With my test, my data proved my question right. So